Welcome back to Investing with Confidence, rounding third base and coming home. We talk a lot about sports on this show because it's very similar to trading and investing. Baseball, if you're a 300 hitter, you're in the Hall of Fame.
Right.
Same thing with trading and investing. A lot of people think you have to be right every time in your investments. Well, if you have proper risk management strategies, you don't have to be right every time. It's about using what you have, protecting what you have, low risk, high reward, high probability entry points in the financial markets, whether it's stock, options, futures, Forex, or cryptocurrency. And we have live investing classes at our local academies. If you're listening to the show right now, we have local academies near you, and we have investing classes to teach you the techniques and concepts on how to get in these markets and make smart investing decisions. So I'm going to give away some tickets for texters right now. You can text right now, text the word INVEST to the number 484848 for 2 tickets plus a financial quick start kit that actually includes some free stock picks. We talk about opportunities with the stock market. There are opportunities. You just have to know what you're looking for. And this will help people make smarter investing decisions and really getting started. And that's kind of what I want to talk about here on the final segment here, Al, is we have a lot of people that want to get in the financial markets. And as we talked about earlier, we hear so many times, I've always wanted to get into the markets. I've wanted to learn this for years, but I just didn't do it. Well, why? A lot of times people just don't know where or how to start. And a lot of people think you have to have all this fancy equipment, have to be glued to that equipment all day long. So you help a lot of people at Online Trading Academy that come to these investing classes that you teach every single week here, several times per week. You help people be more comfortable and assist them as far as the right places to get started. So if someone's listening right now and they're like, you know what, that's me. I've been wanting to do this for several years, and I just haven't done it. And they're not sure why, but they probably know it's because they just didn't know where to start. Explain real quick, where do you think is the first? What are the first few components you think you need to do to get started trading and investing? Then we'll get into different accounts and stuff like that.
Well, it's like anything else that you do in life. You want to make sure that it's the right thing for you and that you feel that there's a benefit there for you. So one of the goals in these classes that Josh has been talking about is for us to give you enough information so you can decide that. Is this the right thing for me to pursue? And for most people, and we oftentimes ask in this class why people haven't been involved in the markets, and almost every one of them says, I don't know how to. I don't have the education, I don't have the knowledge, or I'm afraid to. Well, you're afraid to because you've been conditioned to believe that you can't do it, that you need someone that's experienced or that's a pro to help you.
And who's conditioning everybody that's listening right now?
It's the people that need you to feel that you need them.
It's your broker, your advisor, your
Right.
401k sponsor. They want to manage the money, and that's why they're conditioning everybody to just, hey, hand over your life savings to a stranger.
Right. Yeah, and those people weren't born with the skills or the ability to do this. It's something that they were trained. But basically what their training is to gather assets under management. In other words, bring money into the firm, and then oftentimes it's passed off to somebody like a mutual fund manager. Well, our students want to take more control over their own assets and do so in a way where they can actually gain some of the better benefits that the market has to provide. You mentioned, I think you mentioned risk reward before. Yep. And the important thing, we talk about this ratio, that is the most important ratio. It's not how many times you win compared to how many times you lose. All the pros out there will tell you if they're right 40 to 50% of the time, they're ecstatic. And it's because they know their rewards far outperform or far outpace the loss, the risk. So there's really 3 components to every trade you make. No matter whether you're doing stock or futures, Forex, options, whatever it is, it's the proper entry, the right place to get into a position. And then what if you're wrong? Well, then you need to know how to get out of it and when to get out of it. What if you're right? Then you need to know how to get out to protect your profit. And it's really that profit compared to the risk that's important, that ratio. What we teach our students is how to look at a minimum of a 3-to-1 when you're starting. Mm-hmm. If you do that, you can be wrong 75% of the time and break even.
Yeah.
You mentioned you don't have to be right all the time. but you need to be able to identify trades that give you the right reward. And one of the mistakes people make is they don't know how to identify where to take a profit, and they don't take a profit. They let it be taken away from them. So those are the things that we talk about in these classes, talk about the important things, but give you a feeling for whether you feel this is the right thing for you to do and that there is a place where you can get the right education. Hopefully you believe that's the Online Trading Academy.
Yeah, let me just tell everybody what you just told them. I also want to, because I think it's important. You said you're not born with the skills. You're not born with the skills to do anything, but you learn those skills.
Sure.
You have to find the right education, as Al is talking about. In the education, you have to get started with free investing classes to see how that actually works. So if you're one of those people that wants to learn how to get started, how to, or need some assistance, or maybe just a little bit of guidance, come to one of these investing classes and we can help you out with that. Text right now. Text the word invest to the number 484848 for 2 tickets for a free investing class and an insider's kit, and that'll actually help you get started right away. So Al, you're talking about skills and learning and people always wanting to do this for years, and I actually am guilty of that myself. I played piano as a kid, and I always wanted to learn the guitar. And I've been talking about it for so long. And you know what? And I was like, finally, I'm going to learn the guitar. So I did what everybody else tries to do, especially like in the financial markets. What did I do? I went to silly old YouTube. And I was looking at stupid YouTube videos on learning how to play the guitar. And I was like, you know what? There is no way I can learn how to play the guitar or build a skill from YouTube. But that's what a lot of people do in the financial markets. They turn to YouTube or free books or something like that and read, and you can't really gain a skill that way. So what am I going to do? I'm actually going to start some lessons. I'm going to learn from somebody that knows what they're doing and have them teach me on how to build the skills of playing the guitar. So just real quick, explain a few things that people, say someone's looking to get started, what they may need to be careful of or watch out for in their learning process if they're not going to learn how to build the skills.
Yeah, it is a process. It's a step-by-step process. It's repetition of something, but it has to be repetition of something that works. So you can't go into this like anything else. I mean, if you want to be a surgeon or fly a plane, you can't read a book or go to YouTube and get the education to do it there. I'll give you another guitar story. I wanted to play the guitar when I was young, too. So I took lessons. And I went into that first lesson with a song. I said, here, I want to learn how to play this song. And the guy said, I'm not going to teach you how to play that song until you know how to do the chords.
Yeah.
I quit because I wanted to come out of there playing the guitar after my first lesson. That's how a lot of people look at things in the financial world. They think they can read a book, listen to a webinar, and they're going to be a fantastic trader.
Yeah.
It is a process. You mentioned, I think earlier, like riding a bike. You know what? When you start riding a bike, you probably do it with training wheels.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what we provide too. You when you get the right education, you need to build the skills to use that education. It's something that you do with your hands on, so to speak. We want to get our students trading as early as possible, but under the guidance of somebody who does this on a regular basis and who has proven their success. So maybe it's a mentor for you. Maybe it's another student. But you have to start with the basics and you build from that point on. It's something that even some of our experienced professional traders say. In fact, I talked to one just the other day. He said, I learn something almost every week.
Yeah.
He's never done learning, but he's improving what he does, and he's improving what he provides for his students on a regular basis.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. It's important to learn the basics, learn some knowledge, but then build the skills. And you know what? Don't quit.
That's correct.
You can't quit. If you have things that you want to do in your life, you can't just go in there, I can't say this on radio, but halfway. Right? I think people know what I'm looking for. But you have to, if you have a goal, you have an objective, make it happen. Say you graduated from Make It Happen, MIH, but you have to get started. Learn how to do that with putting on some training wheels. Learn with some guidance, just like bowling. Put on some bumpers in your bowling lane and guide you down that lane. That's what Online Trading Academy does, is they guide their students. And by the way, students can be any age. I get people starting around 15, 16 years old up to 90 years old learning the skills of trading and investing. So you're never too old to learn. Think about this. People say, I'm starting to shut down when they're getting close to retirement. You still got about almost half of your life to live. Live how you want to live. Live how you choose to live. But you got to have cash to do that. Learn the income strategies to have that opportunity to live the life that you choose. Get the training wheels and put the bumpers on. Come to one of these investing classes. It's the last giveaway of the show. And in these investing classes, we talk about, maybe just having a better conversation with your broker and improving your overall financial literacy. Maybe this could help your family and your friends. Text right now. Text the word INVEST for 2 free tickets for an investing class near you to the number 484848. That's text INVEST to the number 484848. Al, you have great, wisdom every single week, and you always have something very clever at the end of the show to talk about, and I call that the OTA tip of the week. Let's hear it.
Well, you know what? We just talked about this being a process, and I saw this on a motivational website. You can't lift 1,000 pounds all at once, yet you can easily lift 1 pound 1,000 times. It's tiny, repeated efforts that are going to get you there. And the same thing is true in trading and investing. Trading is like a marathon. It's not like a marathon. It's not like a sprint, I should say. It is like a marathon. You're not going to start out being a marathon runner. It's a process. You crawl, you walk, you run, then maybe you run a marathon. And the same thing is true in trading and investing. So here's how you start out. Remember, if you want it, if you believe in it, then you're on your way to achieving it.
Yeah, that's very inspirational. Hopefully we've inspired you to get started. And if you're not sure on how to get started, come to one of these investing classes. Text INVEST to the number 484848 for 2 free tickets for a free investing class. As always, same time, same place next week. Until then, retire young, my friends.